Everybody, welcome to Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone, and we're back.
We are back.
We're back. It's been a minute since all three of us
Has
have
been a minute
on this couch. And
Can anyone explain
love
why?
seat. 2 weeks ago, you abandoned the show. So
Don't know
it was
what the
just
fuck
me
you were
and
doing.
Jonathan, holding down the
That's
fort.
fair.
And
That's
then
fair.
last week, I told y'all I couldn't make it for reasons we can get into in a few minutes.
And then we all just kind of
And y'all just
tattered out.
Yeah.
That's not
I'm
true. There
so
actually
busy.
was a reason.
Yeah.
There was it was we weren't going to do a Wednesday, but wait, why didn't we do it?
It was work for me.
Okay.
It's always been work.
Yeah.
We were going to do it, and we tried to work it out. My friend Ike was in town, so we were going to bring Nora.
That's what I wanted to tell you.
And you didn't want
I saw
Ike and
Ike
Nora.
perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go? He's really just
Edit this out for sure.
Oh, no. I will tell Ike.
No, I was about to say you could. I feel like it's been a minute.
He hasn't performed in 4 or 5 years.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
That was
I about to say,
the
you could
first
say,
time.
Yeah. He hasn't-
What
Yeah.
was the where
He came
where
through
was-
Starlight
Oh, okay.
because I actually and I texted Jason about
mic?
it. The mic, yeah, because the booker
Tonight.
at one that usually happens tonight on Tuesdays. So
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to the Starlight Open Mic. I used to host it. Kayla Candy hosts it now. Shout out to Kayla.
Heard she's doing great things over there.
She
too, by
is.
the
She
way.
is doing great things. One of those great things is she had the booker for the Comedy Club at Duckworths come through
see,
and was
that's
scouting talent.
Smart.
So
Great.
and Ike just happened to be of all the open mics to make your return.
Yeah.
Man. But
Oh
shout out
yeah,
to
when
Ike.
someone's watching.
Yeah.
When-
But no,
Yeah.
it was so interesting because I don't think I'd ever saw him before.
I've never
Sure.
seen him do
So
stand-up.
just to see him pop up all of a sudden, I heard the name plenty of times.
Yeah.
And just see him pop up and perform, I was like, oh wow.
He on and off lived here for years.
Yeah.
actually. And here's what I can say, and I tell Ike this all the time. His stage presence isn't great. He is, he'll tell you it's
Very dry.
autistic to some degree, a very
Right.
small degree, I think. And he very dry, very monochromatic. He's, I would say, provocative. He likes to be provocative with what he says. So his likability is in the negatives. He has to work real hard, be real funny to get anything,
Yeah.
And but he is a joke writer. Is
excellent.
honestly
Yeah.
one of the best. He thinks in jokes. He speaks in joke structure. That's just who the guy is. He just doesn't have much in the way of charisma or likability. Again, he would say these words. I'm not talking about school and being a dick. He knows that. But he's writing scripts and all these other things now, which is partially why he was in town.
We did a table read
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
a script he wrote. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
he's a pretty interesting guy. He's a quirky as all hell, but he's good dude. He's always been good to me. So anyway,
Shout
it's
out
glad
to
that
Ike.
he's in town, and I'm glad that he went over there and did that. He was even saying it's it's the first time I've been on stage. I was like, oh, how long? He's like, since I left here, which was before COVID.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, long time.
Man. What a way to return.
Yeah,
But pre-show before we hit the record button, Jason, you were kind of telling us or talking to us about.
I'm Jonathan Williams, by the way.
Yeah,
Mr.
we were getting
Williams
into our
comedy.
names.
I forgot. Yeah. Look, y'all don't know us by now. Honestly, don't you know us by now?
No, we need to always assume there are new listeners.
Okay, you're right. I'm
listener.
Jordan Sentry. I have Jonathan Williams to my right and Jason Allen King to my
Yeah.
left.
And had a stupid
Jason
anecdote.
King.
Allen
Jason
King.
Allen King.
Not Jason King. Don't get it fucking twisted.
Well, I can't even tell anymore.
Well, we had a stupid anecdote about sort of what you type, what's your phrase when you come across a keyboard, whatever.
Right.
And I kept saying Jason King, Jordan saying, why are you only saying that? And there's a reason why I use Jason Allen King all the time. I
It's
don't know if you
not just
guys-
pure pretension. That's just
That's
a
right.
bonus.
Yeah.
That was my assumption, though. I will say.
That's a
don't
pretty
know.
fair assumption,
Well,
honestly.
I you guys may not know this, but the comedian
Good Lord.
is allergic
to
pretension.
That is what they say.
No,
I have such a visceral response to that.
Do
Oh
you guys
my
remember
God.
2016? There was something really political going on at the time. I don't know if you guys remember,
Don't remember
this.
Nope.
But a lot going on Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of shit. And there's a man by the name of Jason King in California, I believe is also a comic, was saying some pretty incendiary, kind of racist shit. And I had some black comics who were friends reach out. I don't think I'm talking out of school, but they weren't like, you're a piece of shit.
They were
but
just like, dude,
they were
what's
like,
going on?
dude, we thought we knew you. This is
Yeah.
how you think and feel or whatever. And I was like, I was like, I have no idea what you're even referring to. What are you talking about? They were like, your post. And I was like, wait, what did I write? And I went and looked, and I was like, nothing even charged in any way. You know, my post is nonsense.
Right. Yeah.
And they sent me either a screen grab.
You don't
or
even
something.
usually bother being funny.
So I look, and it's this guy, Jason King. He's a comic, and he's writing all this Trump and kind of racist shit. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I went back to there was 2 people who commented or whatever, and I was like, hey, listen, that's not me.
Yeah.
That's somebody else. So I immediately went and changed all of my shit to Jason Allen King.
Wow.
Everything.
Yeah.
I went on to this
Pretty
guy's
wild, right?
post, and I was
Yeah.
like, hey, everybody's reading this. Any Charlotte people, this is Jason Allen King. We don't have the same sensibilities. I don't even know this dude, and I'm getting sort of thrown in the mix so everybody's reading this. I'm
Yeah.
not that guy. Went and did my own post about it.
Did he respond to you?
Never
Oh,
didn't
that
do
would be
anything.
funny.
And ever since, I've gone by Jason Allen King with all my
What?
Yeah.
yeah. Man.
That is wild.
And, and to this day, I still have this fear in the back of my head
Yeah.
that how many people saw it and didn't say anything?
Yeah. Right.
I never went back to
Right.
it. So maybe
Right.
there are people who think that that's who I am and how I think. It's this tiny little fear. Like, man, I hope there's not someone secretly harboring some,
Right.
you
Do you happen to know if this guy is still like active?
Yeah,
Is he-
and do y'all like resemble each other? Like nobody bothered to
just
click
a
on the
mi-
face.
just a white guy. He's just
So,
another
yeah.
white guy. So yeah,
Honestly.
yeah. There's Jason King's actually a really common name.
Well,
It's
yeah,
incredibly
exactly.
common name. Yeah. So Jason Allen. I've met another Jason Allen King in Charlotte.
Really?
Yeah, at Tommy's Pub.
You've got me beat.
yeah.
I figured I had the common name thing. I've never met another Jonathan Gordon Williams. Gordon's a pretty intense
Have you
name.
checked accounting
Yes, actually.
departments and libraries?
I'm sure that's where they all are.
Yeah, that's all. So that's for anybody who wants to know. I've never done that on stage. I want to do it on stage, but I don't know. I don't really.
Don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It's like a funny situation, but what do you? I mean, I'm sure there is something to do with it,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things
If
where
only
it's
a
like
comedian would come in and write a joke about it.
It'd be nice, yeah. But no, that is a thing though. Some things you have in your life where you're like, that should, like a few years ago, you guys know I got in a stupid amount of car accidents.
Yeah, yeah.
I have not been able to like, it's like insane how
Yeah.
many, I got in fucking 5 accidents in a year.
Yeah.
And I have not been able to like make it do anything as a joke. You know what I mean? Or as a bit.
There's a little bit of that John Mulaney bit that we've talked about we love, where he's talking about being a bad driver.
Right,
it's like,
right.
It's a little bit like that part's been done.
That part has been done.
Yeah.
The I don't like what I'm doing either.
Yeah, so I don't, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard to always make things funny. I just really got to plug this in or it's going to disappear. Anyway.
It is.
So we haven't been around each other for
We haven't.
quite a few weeks. We haven't even gone out for drinks or anything.
No.
We haven't seen each other at all.
I'm not sure that we're friends anymore.
Trust me.
not clear.
I wasn't sure that we were in the beginning.
fair.
I've asked
Good point.
around. I don't think we are.
It's a funny idea. Asking other people if you're friends with somebody.
I've been sending a lot of notes
do you guys,
around,
You guys
know?
think me and Jordan are friends? I'm just wondering.
You're just going around taking a poll?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Put it on your story.
I've asked, is Jordan mad at me? I've asked that to a couple of people.
You post that on Facebook.
Yeah. Hey, anybody talk to Jordan? Is he mad at me? What's going on?
They're like, yeah, for all the racist bullshit you keep writing on the internet.
Yeah. But just
From
Claiming
2016,
that.
he's
Somebody
just
else.
been quietly harboring resentment for nearly a decade.
But you've had some cool shit going on, man.
I have. Yeah, I just think this would be kind of like a cool like opportunity to just kind of like talk about actual comedy things. Like
Okay.
we don't do that too often.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we don't necessarily get in the weeds of things, but so the reason I couldn't make the episode 2 weeks ago is because I really wanted to like focus in because I actually got into that Don't Tell comedy
You
competition.
did?
I did.
Holy shit,
I
dude.
know.
Good
I
for
didn't
you.
know that either.
Good for you, and fuck you.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Both of those responses are fair. So
just for the record, Jonathan and I did not
We
get in.
absolutely both applied
We
and did not
applied.
get in.
Yeah.
okay, I wasn't going to share a part, but fine.
So you just owe us $25. Is all.
It's true.
I think it was 35 was
Was
the
it?
registration fee. But you
Wait,
know.
maybe that's why I didn't get in.
You paid the wrong amount.
Oh, your check bounced or something.
yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
That's hilarious. But no, so so the show was like 2 Fridays ago at this point, right?
Oh, it already happened.
Yeah, the regional
Yeah.
showcase
Oh,
was
okay.
on the
Cool.
17th. So it was in Atlanta. So drove down there for it. It was 10 people that was selected. I guess to
What a
give the
compliment.
people
Yeah,
listening,
seriously, dude.
Yeah,
That's
no,
huge.
thank you. To give the listeners an idea of like how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So Don't Tell Comedy is doing their first ever competition. So they've kind of broken it down rather into regional showcases. Ultimately, the winner of this is going to have their set posted on Don't Tell Comedy's YouTube page,
Like a
So
proper recording.
Yeah,
and the
they're
whole
going.
thing?
There's going to be out in LA, like the whole. What do you think about Don't Tell Comedy? That's what it's
Right.
going to be. So that's the overall winner. But for right now, to get to that point, a bunch of people all over the country applied. Like who
Yeah.
knows how they said in the email
Lots.
how many it was. It was like thousands of people.
Yeah, right.
And so out of that, they selected 10 people for each region to be a part of a regional
How many
showcase.
regions?
5. So there was a
Dude.
southeast.
So you
region.
made the top 50.
I made the top 50.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
so I'm flattered.
I don't like
and,
how
hey,
he's
I just
saying
want to say
crazy.
this is a credit. All right,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is going in
Oh,
my bio.
100%.
And that's the only reason I'm talking about it right now because usually I don't like bring up stuff like this unless
Yeah, that's
they're,
huge,
like,
man.
to work out. But anyway, yeah. So there was a southeast, a southwest, a I guess northeast, like the New York, Boston one,
Midwest.
West Coast, and Midwest. So those were the 5, right?
That's awesome.
So out of my southeast one, there was 4 Atlanta people, which no surprise there. I mean, we're in
Yeah.
Atlanta,
Oh, that's
and they have a great scene. So I don't mean that in a funny way. 3 Florida people.
Where were they from? Do you know where the Florida people are from?
No,
Yeah, who cares?
I'm sorry.
Like Orlando, Miami.
The reason I'm curious is I'm just like,
Jacksonville.
I wonder where the scenes are in Florida. Probably Orlando. I know Orlando. There's some stuff
Jacksonville's
going
a
on.
scene for sure. I know
Yeah.
Miami's a scene. I wish they told me. I don't remember, but it's Florida.
I would assume I just nailed it. And like being serious, Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville would be my guess.
That's probably
Seems
about
possible.
right.
Those
That
are
seems
the-
about
Where's
right.
Doechii from again? Tampa.
Somewhere in Florida. Oh yeah, Tampa's probably another
Tampa.
scene.
I mean, they have a lot of like
Tampa and
big-ish
Orlando are
cities.
pretty close.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean
Tallahassee.
it's a big state, so yeah.
Yeah, I stand by what I said.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's good.
Uh,
by
so-
the way, where in
That's fine.
Atlanta did you perform?
Buckhead.
Oh,
That
okay,
was
yeah.
the neighborhood. That's this
Yeah.
place called Aperture Studios, which they have Don't Tell shows there on a regular basis. But yeah, so it was like out of 10 people that were on this showcase, it was 4 Atlanta, 3 Florida, 1 person from Dallas, Texas, which is kind of surprising me because I was.
seems like
They should have been in the
Southwest.
Southwest.
Yeah.
But all right, fine, whatever. 1 person from DMV area. I think technically she lives in Virginia, so that's how she got lumped
Okay,
in with
that's-
us. And then me, the sole North Carolina,
Wow.
Nice.
the sole Carolinas person.
That's amazing,
like a
dude.
South Carolina
What's
person.
DMV?
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So that scene, but you know,
okay.
I guess depending on what side of DC you live on would determine where you would go
Gotcha.
in that showcase, right? So yeah,
That's
so I
awesome,
was
dude.
very excited to be like North Carolina's representative.
Yeah, it's huge.
Well, I would say the most surprising thing out of that lineup, no Tennessee comedians.
That is
I w-
interesting.
my-
that was
was-
kind of my first thought,
I
actually.
had that thought too. I was
No-
like, wait, where's
no
Tennessee?
Nashville.
Those people in Nashville didn't get off the boat in time, I guess. No. Okay, all jokes aside, that was shocking to me because like
Yeah.
I know they have some great comedians out there, so I'm not.
Yeah, it's a-
Hey, but anyway, no, I was very excited to be out there. And while we're on this, I definitely want to give a shout out to Chris Renoy. I hope I'm saying that right, and Greg Barons. Hats off to them, man, because Chris Renoy was one of the comedians from Florida. Greg was one of the Atlanta comics, and man, no disrespect to anybody else on the show, they had to have had the best sets.
Yeah, Greg.
on the show.
I've worked with Greg before. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Greg-
and, he's
yeah,
like
what's-
he's like kind of a big deal a little
Yeah.
bit. Greg Barons, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
He's
I know-
he's a guy. He's been doing it long. He's
Yeah,
very,
he's
very
had
good.
he's been on, he's like Comedy Central specials and
Think
shit.
so.
I think he's and I mean he's
Yeah.
definitely well
stuff
respected.
about cake. Does he like do a lot of stuff? Whatever. Go
Maybe,
on. Yeah.
but I know like when I did that showcase at Helium in Atlanta like a month or so ago, he was the one hosting it. So like he's
I didn't know
definitely
he was an Atlanta guy.
well
I had no idea.
respected. He was somewhere in Georgia. He's
Yeah.
Atlanta adjacent.
I knew
Yeah.
him as Atlanta. I can't remember what I worked
just had
with him
no
on.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris Renoy, man, younger dude from Florida, man. And he went first. He was
Yeah.
first right after the host, and man, just both of them
Just
dominated.
murdered.
And really watching both of them was so interesting because it kind of reminded me of boxing in the sense of like, if you would have looked at it from the sense of a scorecard, Greg probably had the best performance.
Okay.
In the sense that he reminded me of when we went to see Mark Norman. Like you talk
Just
about
boom, boom, boom,
just
boom.
boom, boom,
Laugh per
jokes,
minute
yeah,
kinda
laugh
thing.
per minute,
Yeah.
just dominating like that. Technically speaking, I think Greg had the best set, right? But just like boxing, none of that matters if somebody gets knocked out. Chris had a couple jokes that were knockouts.
Yeah.
That man, nobody else got the kind of reaction that he got from some of them jokes, man.
Yeah.
He had this one joke about black conspiracy theories, which in Atlanta in particular.
He's a white dude?
No, he's black.
Black? Okay.
Yeah, so no, man, that went well in that room. So yeah, they just did so amazing, man. So I just want to give a shout out to them. Both of them just everybody on the show is talented, of course. 'Cause,
Yeah,
I
right.
mean,
Again.
10 out of the whole region, but
wild.
those two in particular, man, I was so impressed.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed and praying that I still make it to the next round because they're picking 10
Yeah, I was
people.
gonna say, how's that work? Yeah.
So they're picking 10 people to move on to the next round, which will be the semifinals, which would be in LA. And so, I'm
they're
assuming
picking 10 out of.
from what I understand, the whole thing.
Oh, gotcha,
So it's
gotcha,
not
gotcha,
like
gotcha.
two from every
I was gonna say,
region.
yeah,
It's just
so
10.
three
so
people
It could be.
crush.
So
it
three people could come.
In theory, it could be 10 from one region.
In
like
theory.
in theory, it
Yeah.
won't be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, in theory. Yeah, they just said they were picking 10, not that it would be
Who are
like
the judges?
That's the thing. They had somebody from Don't Tell recording everybody's set to send out to some judges, some third party. So yeah, the judges weren't actually in the room with us. Yeah. So it wasn't like the host of the show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of like that actually.
I kind of like.
Because
I
it's
mean,
just like
they're
it's a fun show without being like that's where the judges are.
Yeah.
You know?
No, Don't Tell actually made it a point to tell us, hey, do not tell anybody in the audience that this is a competition.
Oh, they didn't even know.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
That's actually
It was
kinda
just
cool.
promoted as a regional showcase. We were not to say that it was an actual competition.
Interesting.
That
but-
does all right. A little bit of a level playing field to some
I
degree.
think I like that.
I'm trying to
not
figure
sure.
out. Also, like if you're, it certainly gives. Listen, we're just. I'm just learning about this, right?
Right, yeah,
it
we're
being in
spitballing.
Atlanta, and that's where they're all from. 3 of them are from. Little bit of a home field
Oh
advantage.
yeah.
Also, video doesn't always translate how it was in the room.
That's
Sure.
true. That's
Sure.
true.
Again, none of this is really that big a deal. I think if you know that you're going to have the show in, you're pulling people from Atlanta, blah 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 blah, have it in a neutral place. Might have been a suggestion. Like have it at Wits End in South Carolina. Nobody's from South Carolina.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
I see where you're going.
That's that's probably.
But I
fine,
mean, I
but
assume they schedule where it's going to be before they know
maybe.
who it's.
I'm kind of thinking that would be the case.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that.
just in an effort.
But I mean, I hear what
what's
you're
the-
saying. I hear what you're saying
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, so everybody set on this regional showcase with 7 minutes, and so 10 people on the showcase. The next round would also be 10 people. So I'm assuming those sets will be 7 minutes, and then the people that make it to the final round have to perform 12-minute sets,
Okay.
and then they pick an ultimate winner out of that. So I should know by Friday if I made it to the next round or not. So
Hell
Fingers
yeah, dude.
crossed,
man.
You got my vote.
Thank
Should
you,
I
man.
reach out to all the people I know?
I
who
would
work?
like to see all the videos first. But
Oh yeah, for sure. But again, man, it feels good just to even.
Yeah, dude,
Because
that's
me
a-
and Chris
that's
were just
huge.
talking, just to even be on the show.
That's
is-
huge.
Is a win.
That's
So,
incredible. But I'm going to reach out to everyone I know at Don't Tell and try to influence. Yeah, because it really sounds like Greg Barrett should be.
yeah, it sounds like we should.
I agree. I don't debate that at all.
Nah,
Greg
man.
and
We
Chris.
can start a smear campaign for Greg
Yeah.
and Chris. I heard
They're racist.
They're racist and they both are like pill problems.
Are they really?
Which there's a
Yeah.
genetic component to addiction, so that's maybe a little unfair. But fuck it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Let's.
Okay. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah,
And Chris.
but dude, yeah, man. So anyway, great time. Great.
Yeah.
So happy
Yeah.
I could be a part of it.
Heck yeah.
But I mean, you also have some comedy things.
little bit
in the work
of
too, right?
news. Yeah. I so found out a couple days ago that I was up for
you
a
can go
cruise
down.
line.
There you go.
Nice.
And it was confirmed today that it was a very, very quick turnaround on background checks and that kind of
It's
stuff.
like you're doing it.
Yeah, so I'm
Amazing.
I'm already started getting emails. I'm officially in their bullpen, I guess.
Hell yeah,
Nice.
dude.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
pretty exciting stuff. It was, I guess, when I was first approached, like, hey, an agent reached out and said you have expressed some interest in being a part of cruise lines or whatever, and I said yes, definitely. And then they gave me some of these sort of qualifications. Do you have enough time, right? So for this particular cruise, it's like you need 3 30-minute sets. One that is like kid friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's necessarily for kids, but kid friendly.
Sure.
And then 2 different adult shows, and no overlap of material. And I said yes, and yeah, it was. It's been interesting. It's really exciting to have somebody sort of vouch for you and say we think this person is good enough, might be a good fit, and then So I got that vouch, and for whatever I sent, video and things like that, and they said yes. Then the next process was paperwork and the background check. So, and that was normally takes, from what it sounds like, a month or even more.
Nice.
And it was like real fast. So I'm either really good or they just need people. I'm not sure.
I mean, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Either way.
honestly, yeah.
A win's a win.
Yeah.
But also, let's get a little more into the weeds of that, right?
Yeah.
For especially people that are curious of like how you even get into that anyway, right? So it sounds like you can't necessarily apply for a cruise line directly. You kind of have to have somebody vouch for you, like know somebody kind of thing.
Yeah, so I've been to some festivals where they'll have reps there for different cruise lines, and then in that I had one not that long ago when I was in Vegas. It was like, here's what you need. You can submit, but even then they were like, it's better to have someone vouch for you. That was even said then, but you can still like sort of apply, send them your information, and it's always like, do you have this much material? Like, and for me, even 2 or 3 years ago, I just don't think I would have had enough material that I felt confident in to do that. And to me, I'm like, I'm 11 years in at this point, so I have a lot to pull from. You know what I mean? So that to me was probably my biggest sort of hang up. I want to be a pro. I want to be able to make adjustments and all that kind of stuff. So for me, this was the right time. There was an opportunity a couple months ago, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay, and with that, was it a case of you just checking a box to say yes, I have 3 30-minute sets, or did you have to like send in 3 30-minute sets?
No, I didn't have to send anything in. They did see video, but it was essentially I think what I
well, that's good.
Someone
that would be such a pain in the ass to have to like.
Yeah,
it would be. I would get it.
Yeah.
I would get it too, but I kind of would have thought they would do that, but that's nice that they didn't.
Yeah, I just think that would be challenging outside of a specific environment.
Right. It would. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like having those ready to go, like that's a particular point in a career usually.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the having someone vouch, having someone else put your name in, saying that you've already vetted. You've vetted this person, so we're trusting in you and what you've given us before, kind of a thing.
And they're probably not trying to sit there and watch 90 minutes of video.
Yeah, that would be
per person.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a quick video watch, scroll through someone's social media.
Yeah, they have like they have it down to some kind of a science, I would imagine.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I feel like I heard they have like maybe 300 or 400 comics or something like that. Yeah, something to that effect. I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure that's what I remember hearing. So some of those people are out and don't do it as much, and I guess they're always trying to refresh what they got. These are assumptions that I'm making. I don't know. I had an opportunity to sit with someone, like I said, a couple months ago in a semi-professional environment, and kind of brought it up then. It kind of came up in conversation. I was with another comic, and I said, yeah, that's a goal. That's been a goal of mine that I think I'm ready for. I was pretty much, that's about all I said. And then, this, if I'm not mistaken, this person was approached by them saying, hey, we're looking for more. Do you have more? And I think I was top of mind because of that conversation. So now at this point, it's, giving avails over the next few months, because I think they're going to give me some trial runs. So I was I mentioned I was in Vegas when I did this festival, and there was a cruise line rep who was there, was talking about this process as well. And what the next step is, they give you trial runs out of different ports, because different port has oftentimes different clientele. right? So a cruise that leaves out of New York may have a different clientele, a different sort of
Miami
kind
or
of
whatever.
person
Yeah,
than a Miami
yeah.
or Texas or West Coast people or whatever. So I think they
In the Gulf of
try
America.
you out. I don't think they cruise in the Gulf of America.
Yeah. But Jason King is on that one.
Jason King loves the Gulf. Heavily in support.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. So
Jason, what would you do if you ended up on a cruise ship with the Jason King, like if y'all or some type of show together?
Or they booked you thinking that they wanted that material.
I doubt it. I'd be like, I just changed my setup.
You just get real
I just
racist
get
real
Yeah,
fast.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
I got this.
How much do you want it? You know?
Yeah, that's right.
What would Kanye do?
But what's funny? One thing that was kind of told me was, you want to see if they like you and you're a good fit for them, but also are they a good fit for you?
Yeah.
That was something else to take into consideration. And there's some people I know who are on cruises. I'm going to be reaching out to them. and
Every
saying,
job interviewer ever of all time has said that exact thing, right?
They have, but
Yeah. I kind of get it though.
Yeah.
I can see, like, let me put it this way. Like there was early on in sort of my career doing stand up, there was a reputation of cruises as like a place that, older comics kind of go to die. And I not just because I'm in the position
They're
I'm
like
now.
a farm in upstate. A farm in the upstate.
Yeah.
What's the phrase?
I
They
don't
go into
know.
a farm upstate. Like when
Yeah,
your
the
dog
dogs.
dies or whatever.
Yeah. And I think I don't know if that's ever been the case. I think it was a young sort of dumb comic, but I will say that there's a lot of comics I know who are really good who do cruises all the time.
Yeah.
I've just noticed I feel like that has changed. At least for me and where I'm at, I'm like, I have no problem.
I mean, it's not easy to get in.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, and the idea of getting paid pretty good money for a couple weeks where I can still do all the other things that I'm doing. There's a guy, Derek Richards, I work with all the time. He does cruises. That guy works everywhere. He does all the clubs.
Yeah.
He's on TV doing shit. He's like all over the place. Him doing the cruises has not slowed down anything that he's done. In fact, I think it's probably just allowed him to continue to make good money doing
it's
this.
probably just kind of the same thing as like any, like famous entertainer of any kind. They're all doing bullshit on the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get like
I don't
like,
think that's bullshit.
No, that's not. That's
I'm just kidding.
That's not what I mean.
I get it.
I mean, like they're all doing like everybody's doing some kind of corporate gigs or Cameo or whatever,
Yeah,
and making
Cameo
money
as
doing
well.
stuff that's not.
Are you guys
like,
not on Cameo?
doing money, doing stuff that like making money on stuff that's not like prestigious exactly.
Sure.
That's not like elite or whatever you want to
Sure.
whatever. It's not going to win an Oscar.
Yeah. I hope. I mean, my goal with it is it's a lot of stage time.
Yeah.
A lot of stage time with a lot of different material.
Yeah.
Opportunities to get followers, opportunities for content creation. Maybe even the biggest thing is getting some travel in there.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Hoop right now he's doing a cruise. He's like went to Paris and then sailing to like Barcelona.
That's wild.
Wow,
Yeah, and he's going somewhere else too. I'm just like, yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
take
not,
it.
I'm
I'll
not
do
mad
it.
at that.
Yeah.
The prospect of that being a thing. So, it's brand new. I'm excited about though.
Should
For
be.
sure.
It's exciting.
Anything?
And you got
Fuck
you got
no,
something.
I don't have
Yeah,
shit
what
going
are you
on.
talking about? Yeah, you do. This
What?
weekend.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's true. Yeah.
You should pay me to be your.
yeah,
your
probably
manager.
so. Yeah.
Well, I don't. This because it was something that was already happening. It wasn't. You know what I mean?
don't.
You
I
guys
don't
were
think anybody
talking.
does.
You guys were talking about new stuff that was like new news. This is
Can you
not
just tell us
news.
what's going on?
Relax.
I'm
Just
doing
brag about yourself.
I don't know how. I don't
That's
don't
not
like
completely not true.
I was about to say, if this is a bit, you're in trouble.
it. Well, I don't need. I
Tell
don't know
us.
how to do it right now. Yeah. No. I just have I'm headlining a club in Arlington, Virginia, right up there in the DMV area.
Arlington Draft House.
Yeah, Arlington Draft House, 2 shows this Friday. Pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Um,
2 shows, buddy.
That's awesome, man.
yeah,
That's. I think there's
I'm
something
thrown by
significant to
that. To be
Yeah.
honest. Like when I was emailing with the booker, he's like, we have a 7 and a 9:30. I was like, cool, 7 sounds great.
That is awesome.
That's
And
funny,
he was
yeah.
like, no, like both. I was like, you
Yeah,
sure?
yeah.
I mean, I didn't say you sure, but that was in my
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, So the thing is, I have no idea what ticket sales are like right now.
Yeah.
Not a clue. So I'm kind of going to find out when I get there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's really exciting. It's just like seeing your name on the website with all the other people.
Yeah.
It just like, like it's, and I think the name of the place is slightly misleading as to what it is. It kind of sounds like it's like a brewery.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with a brewery show. Love a brewery show, but that's kind of what it's. It's not that. Like it's actually a club.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the first time headlining a club.
Who you got opening for you?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason
They
thinking it was Ashley.
offered. They like said there was like an offer of bringing someone with me, and I considered bringing one of you guys with, but it was just like the logistics of it. I was just like, I want to take everything off the table, everything out of my brain,
Get it?
and just go up there and just do the fucking show.
Sure. Yeah.
It'd be one thing like if I had more experience headlining clubs. I think I'd feel a little more confident about what's going on, a little more in control. But this one, I'm just like, I don't even really know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
well, I have thoughts about that specifically, right?
Yeah.
So, and you may as well. So we've all done. You've headlined. You've headlined.
Yeah.
So to me, it is two different experiences, and one is like a little more risky is not the right word, but there's something exciting about not knowing who's coming in open for you, not knowing who the host is, or if there is one, and going, I'm coming from out of town, I'm in control of the situation. I don't care who you put in front.
Right.
That to me is more.
There's a little. You're right. There's a little bit of swagger to that.
Yeah.
That I guess I sort of subconsciously. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, sure, put whoever you want. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna give you a great show either way.
Right.
And
I think we see so many headliners, everywhere at this point. every club I ever reach out to, there's like, headliners are bringing their features, whatever. I think having you guys open and doing shows and vice versa it's comfort food. It's like, I'm going with my buddy. Like that's what's fun about, you know what I mean? It's cool to do that, but also again, there's a bit of like you said, swagger to saying, I don't care who you bring in.
Yeah.
Put somebody on. I don't care. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, put Jason King on before.
Put Jason Allen King.
Good for you, man. It's gonna be a great show. Where tickets are where?
ArlingtonDraftHouse.com.
Okay.
/ a series of numbers.
Go to the website, right?
ArlingtonDraftHouse.com. It's right up it's in a couple days, so I think it's like the second or third one.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing May 30th? And you guys have anything going on?
Yeah, I think we're taking a midnight train down to Georgia.
Yeah.
And,
he doesn't know still. He still doesn't
I fucking know.
Okay. Yeah.
I posted about it today.
I know.
Three's Comedy Tour.
Yeah.
We're kicking it off, man.
We're doing
it. Basically Atlanta, Dunwoody, Georgia.
Dunwoody.
At Stage Door Theater.
That's right.
Tickets are available now on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.
Please buy these tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Buy them right now.
Yes.
And if you live in Atlanta, don't worry. It's in Atlanta. Shh, guys, don't say it.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, we have we got some friends going. The theater and the people who work there, Lily, is great. So I think it's gonna be a great time. We put on a good show.
We've settled financially.
Yes, perfect.
Took care of that today.
Perfect. See that? We're in good shape.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware of
Don't you worry about it.
Don't you worry about it,
Don't you worry your
sweetheart.
pretty little head.
Oh, look at y'all keeping the black man in the dark over money. Wow.
No, it's just a deposit that we had to pay, and I
Don't
did
you
it
worry
because
about
I'm
that.
amazing.
Okay. All right.
There's a really funny
Don't worry,
thing.
I am keeping track.
There's a really funny thing up there. Should we do it now or should we do it when we come back?
Where are we at time-wise?
There you go.
Oh, we got time to do this now.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you know who's running the show.
Do you not want to tighten up our times a little bit?
Oh, do you? Actually, you know what? Maybe you're on to
I
something.
thought we talked about that.
Maybe let's
Okay, my
let's
bad.
take a little break.
All right, everybody.
If you don't mind. Sorry. to step on your toes.
That's a good point. All right, everybody, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We have a story for you. I can tell you that. Tune in just a few more minutes. Zoning out. Most political man in Charlotte back at it again. Just happens to run into a new club owner walking around uptown.
Yes. That's right.
Exchange contact info and everything. Look at it.
Nice.
Have you guys heard about that place?
No, I haven't.
Just from you.
Yeah, headliners. That's right. So I'm literally walking by. It was working a film job, and I come out of 7th Street Station, take a left. I walk by, and I'm like, headliners. It's like that feels like a comedy club. Doors are open. They're setting up big stage, lights, the whole thing. It's it's like a pretty big room. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I said, what are you guys doing in here?
No, you fucking did.
Of course. Can you imagine me?
I hope you said it in that tone, too.
Pretty sure I did.
Because that's just off the name of the club alone. I could tell it's a black room.
Yeah. You said it.
Yeah.
I was thinking it, but you said it.
It's a lovely woman standing by the bar, and I was like, what are you guys doing in
So
here?
everybody in there was like, all right, we'll see how this fucking goes. This could be literally anything.
I'll give you the full interaction.
This guy's motivation is a 1,000,000% mystery right now. It could be every bad thing or every good thing.
No, I think it's why, again, I'm bragging again. This is why I'm good at sort of my film day job. Like, no one, I'm so unassuming. They're like, well, this is going to be a who's this little feller? You know what I mean? It's that whole thing. I was like, what are you guys doing in here? And they're just like, oh, this is I don't remember exactly what she said, but I was like, you guys do stand up? And she's like, oh yeah, in fact, tonight we got Tone X is on the show tonight. It's like, oh, no kidding. That's cool. Like, this looks beautiful. I love what you guys are doing. And I was like, oh, it's like I'm a comic. That's partially why I'm asking. Yeah. And then Greg, the owner, kind of walked up. He's like, oh, you're a comic? Immediately started talking about the shows, and they do music there, but it's like a lot of comedy.
Nice.
And he was so nice. He was immediately like, "You're a comic? It's like, we got to get you up on stage."
Threes comedy, baby. Yeah, we can threes comedy that shit.
That's right. And again, he doesn't know me, so we talked a little shop. Where do you work? Who do you know? And he's good friends with Sean Jones. So I brought up. I was like, yeah, I work with Sean Jones a lot, and he was like, Sean's one of our best friends, and he had all these nice things to say about Sean, and they were great. Took my number, I got his number, and it was from there. I'm like, I immediately sent you guys a message.
Yeah, I knew it. I admire that. That's an amazing skill. I pattern myself after that. I really do.
Yeah, I think going. I don't know. It didn't hurt to go in and say, "What are you
doing?" No criticism here.
Yeah,
just making fun of you for it. But it's great.
Too.
Doors were propped open.
No,
so it wasn't like I opened the doors on my own, but I could tell they were doing work, and it looked great. It really did look.
And
great.
we're allowed to go anywhere, so.
Oh, you know what's funny? Now that I'm thinking about it, not only did you did that after the movie Sinners came out. Here's this white person wanted to come in. God
damn it.
There's this this video. I saw the other day.
What y'all doing in here?
The first thing that it reminded me of is I saw this video yesterday on Instagram, and it's the headline. There was text on it that said thought she was going to be a Karen at first or whatever, and it's all these black guys in a car, in a convertible, and this white woman, probably in her 70s, I'm going to say, she comes up and she said, I think exactly she goes, what are you guys doing here? Yeah. Some shit like that. And they were like, but in a not sure of her tone kind of a way. And then
no, you can't do that.
Well, yeah, but I don't think she knew. You know what I mean? Okay. She was just some lady, and she was like, "Who are y'all? Who are you guys?" It could have been, it could have been bad,
exactly,
right? Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, we're shooting a video." She goes, "Can I be in it?" And they're like, "Yeah," and they all are like, "Yeah." It's such a just that could have been bad, but this is So my heart was so warmed by that video.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You're just like, oh, sometimes people are just silly and decent.
Yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I kind of love that.
Yeah,
I love all the reactions, and honestly, that's how I go through my life. Right? It's just being unassuming and going with a smile on your face, and works for me. Doesn't it work for everybody? Was that what you guys?
Jason is the kind of person though where one day, if we found out that he did a bunch of heinous shit,
oh man,
we would be like, fuck yeah, that does make sense. Right? Yeah, everyone loved him. That's why. How did we?
Just don't snoop around the yard, guys. Don't go in the basement. I mean, there's no basement here. Don't worry about it.
You mean that's not just the wind? Those screams I hear. You've insisted it was just the wind.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You guys want to do the show?
Yeah, I was about to say, y'all are trying to wrap me up again. So, welcome back to Zoning Out, everybody. All right, listen, Jason, you said something, I think before we even started recording that, or in between segments, right, that I thought was really interesting. You said if you ever want to work, just go on a vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are different types of vacations, right? You know, there's your standard. You go to the beach vacation.
Yeah.
There's a
nice.
Staycation.
There's a staycation.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
staycation.
playcation.
Porchville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Playcation is the thing I just made up that's not real. And
We'll define it later.
it might be a thing.
And now, ladies and
You
gentlemen,
got a new one for us?
we do. We have the Gaycation.
Okay.
Okay.
Gaycation.
The Gaycation.
All right, we're in
So-
dangerous territory. None of us are gay. So
Do you want me to start by explaining what a Gaycation is, or
think
do
that's
we want to get right into the Reddit story?
I think Webster's
No.
Webster's dictionary.
Webster's
defines
dictionary
gaycation
defines-
as
that okay, I'm going to pull back from everything I want to say about the phrase Webster's dictionary defines. Okay, I'm going to admit now, I was playing dumb, but I read the same thing that you read.
Yes.
I think we should just launch into it. I don't
Go
think we
straight
need-
into the story.
Yeah, because it
Jason, can you
explains.
please,
Because it
click
explains
the
what it is.
hyperlink? Yeah.
Now we will learn as she learns. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of this thing. The beauty of the Gaycation.
The beauty of a Gaycation.
Okay.
What should I be?
All right.
Do you know
yes.
how to jump through what to read?
Just click
'Cause
the
it's
read
pretty
more.
long.
Click
Where's-
read more
forgive me, where's
right
that?
above. Like go down a little bit. Right
Oh,
there.
right
Yep,
here?
yep.
Oh,
Click
sorry.
Read more. All right. So everybody, I'm going to read you this
How
story.
do you? Are we gonna read all of it?
Nah, we can't get
Just
them all
go
of it.
until it's.
All right,
I trust
everybody.
you. Go ahead.
So, a woman makes a Reddit post.
I don't think it needs any introduction.
Okay, all right, fine. Just ride with me.
Go for it,
audience.
man. Start with the hi there and everything.
Hi there. I really wish I didn't have to make this post, but here goes. So me and my husband have been happily married for about 16 years, give or take. We both have stable careers, good family life, and are fairly fortunate despite the cost of living racking the UK right now.
All right, now adjust for the fact that she has an accent.
We have two boys.
15 and 10 in it.
And up until this Sunday, thought we had it pretty good.
Don't actually.
All
do
right,
that.
no. All right. We argue sometimes, of course, but never gotten too bad. We have a pretty decent sex life with some exploration.
Okay. All right.
But I won't get into that. Okay, very interesting. She won't get into that
Yeah.
exploration.
Well, now I mean I have so many questions after
Yeah.
having read this.
This
but-
yes. Long and short is on
Ominous.
Sunday, just after I drop off our boys, my husband asked if we could had the house alone and if I had a minute to talk. I said yes, and he sat me down and he printed out. He gave.
I guess that he had a poster.
He had. I did not realize he had a poster for this. Okay, he had a poster for some sort of orgy. It started explaining to me the concept of a gaycation. All right, now at this point, this feels like he's trying to sell a timeshare
Yeah, right.
mixed with sexual orientation.
Right,
Like, it was just
like-
so interesting. Okay,
This to me seems like it's not a red flag. It's a rainbow flag.
it's a
I think it's a rainbow flag.
Let's
It's
go.
a rainbow flag, but the red part is so bright.
Yeah. Now, a gaycation, according to this Redditor, is when straight men go somewhere with sun, sand, and booze and become gay.
Quote, become gay, unquote.
Yes, for the duration of the trip. But that's fine because
Fine.
it doesn't actually count because what happens at the gaycation stays on the
By the way,
gaycation.
missed opportunity here. What happens in Vegas? Come on. Why did they not? Anyway, go ahead.
Did Gaydon go to that?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. I was completely silent and mortified, even more so when he said he was looking into booking a trip to Ibiza next year with his brother-in-law, his sister's husband, to experience it for himself.
Wow.
When he finally let me speak,
I like that. When he finally let me speak. How long was he going on about this shit?
I just said, be clear with me. Are you gay? Because if yes, that's okay, quote unquote. But I don't know how I feel about that, quote unquote.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's what
not
it
that
does.
anything wrong with that. But we need to figure out what happens going forward. I didn't let myself get angry or upset. I was just stunned. Understandable. He swore
no
up and
shit.
down that he's not gay and he's 100% attracted to women, and of course still loves me and our boys.
That felt
Yeah.
That felt very politician not wanting to come out of the closet.
I think it was the boys of it all. But
yeah.
Anyway.
And he loves. Okay.
He loves.
So I said, well, do you think you're bi maybe? And he got very defensive on that part. He said, I need to drop the accusations. And that this is say it. Go ahead, Jonathan.
This phrase keeps coming up in this, and it's incredible. The beauty of the gaycation.
Yes.
It allows straight men to experience gayness without actually being gay. And how it's like going to an aquarium.
Yeah.
3 exclamation points.
Question marks.
Or, sorry. Question
Question marks.
I think I forgot how to say the word question.
Wow.
So it goes on, and it is worth reading. I mean, the whole thing is worth reading. I don't how do you think we should go much farther? Or just we'll remember.
I mean, kinda. I'm
okay,
enthralled.
this is the second segment.
Okay,
Fine,
sure.
we'll
Go for it. Go for it.
All right. Again, he was adamant he doesn't find men's bodies or genitalia exciting at all, but he needs to experience this.
In
apparently.
italics, needs.
Yeah. I said, well, I'm really not comfortable because even if he was bi, this will be explicitly cheating on me.
Fair.
And he got angry and reiterated he's not because
that's the beauty of a gaycation.
Okay, so this woman has had enough. She leaves the room. All right. Ignores him for the rest of the day, but then they spoke at tea. Because remember, this is UK.
Yep.
And she asked
More like
again,
UK. All right.
why do you want to do this so bad if you're not gay? And he says he's not interested in how gay men. He is interested in how gay men lives differ from straight men's, and unfortunately, once the gaycation begins, I'm reading this verbatim.
I know.
Once the gaycation begins, it's simply impossible for a man to resist, and he must He must surrender himself, mind, body, and soul to the gaycation or be destroyed.
Wow.
And honestly, I think once you surrender, you're going to get destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
In one way or another.
I really can't put into words how surreal it was.
We're right there with you.
Because
Karen.
he was speaking so matter-of-factly, and he again insists this is a thing that straight men do all the time. Now, to his credit, this is not the only story on Reddit about gaycation. There are more gaycation stories, so he didn't just make this up. So fine. He's actually, and he says he's actually doing this a little bit late.
Doing it a bit late. Yeah, in his opinion.
A late bloomer. Okay.
All right.
Is it something about a closet that maybe you got stuck in? All right, but he said, I just said to him, if he has any love for me, then he can't go ahead with this, and if he does, the marriage will be dead. We didn't speak anymore after that.
Okay, so let's take a pause right there.
Okay.
So this lady is clearly way ahead of this man in terms of
like emotional
there's
intelligence.
emotion, intelligence, whatever.
Yeah.
So that last line to me feels weirdly like she's not.
Which line?
The last line where she's like, I just said to him, if he has any love for me, then he can't go ahead with this. And if he does, the marriage will be dead. We didn't speak anymore. There's something about that where it's like, I feel like something be said where you're like, hey, listen, you don't realize what you are. You know what I mean? Like the marriage, that feels like ultimatum, like you're not gay.
Right.
Does this make sense? Like there feels like there should be a little bit of like some degree of like her patting his leg going.
Yeah, it's
hey,
I mean, I think
you're not
I think
yourself.
probably if I had to guess that she would say that she just wasn't prepared to be that chill at that time.
Okay.
You know what
okay.
I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
just like because I think because you're right. The like in a perfect world, shut up, we're not talking about this anymore. If you love me, you won't do it is not ideal for moving forward.
Right.
However, she just got blindsided.
Yeah,
by this
Very
dude.
much.
That's fair.
Like her
You know?
world just got turned upside
Yeah.
down. They have kids. Like,
And she even said they like have a pretty good sex life. Like that would be quite. If you're feeling good about your life and your marriage, and you're like, you're like, this is a solid, normal life, and I like it, and I'm happy, and then all of a sudden, like,
We don't like to say normal, Jonathan, but we get what you're saying.
When did I become the?
I don't know.
Are you guys the libs? No, no. Normal in the sense of like, it's not dramatic. It's not.
Yeah.
It's And then all of a sudden, hey, I want to do this thing, which there's nothing wrong with it in and of itself, of course, but like
the ramifications.
A hard shift of
and
your trajectory is going
and
to
you
be
are
jarring.
in a marriage
That's fair.
where it was
Yeah.
this was not part
Never
of the
established.
program.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let's continue because this I am fascinated by this.
All right. So since
Absolutely.
then,
I mean, she didn't say what number do I call? You know what I mean? Like
Right,
how do
right.
I get a hold of this
Yeah.
Gaycation
all right.
for
So
Jonathan?
since then, he's mentioned no more of it, but somehow, and this is what scares me a lot too, that decision genuinely seems to be tearing him up.
Yeah.
He didn't go into work.
Okay, go ahead.
He didn't go into work on Monday and only went in a half day yesterday because he told them he just felt too ill and he just looks distraught every time I see him. I really don't think he's wholly gay, though. I can absolutely believe he's bi, but I'd rather we talked about that in a healthy way rather than
good.
this
Yeah, she's
incredibly weird denialism. There we go. Around going on a sex holiday to a visa.
I think she's absolutely got a hold on it.
Yeah. I take back what I said. She's actually really kind of
in
around
that
it.
moment,
I was wrong.
she just needed it to be done.
Yeah.
She needed it
That
to be
one line
over.
felt a little aggressive, and now I'm like, no, she's good.
And again, like I think in a perfect world, that's probably not how it would have gone down,
Yeah.
but she was in shutdown mode.
She's like, hang on a second. No,
Yeah.
you can't go on a sex vacation without me.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Has anyone known?
Okay. Has anyone known straight guys to do this and come back and just go back to
Yeah, that's a great way to put. That's like a great. Just like it can. Is this a thing?
She has to entertain
Yeah.
that everything that happens on a gaycation stays on Gaycation.
Like, surely that can't be a thing that happens. I'm so out of my depth here, and I just don't know how to even initiate the conversation. For the record, I also haven't mentioned it to his sister yet, and that's why we got to
changes
remember.
later on.
I don't know how I'd even break it to her. Thanks for any help. I just don't even want to think. So being able to get this out there has helped even just a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
So there, yeah. This lady's actually pretty.
So she ended up talking.
solid.
She ended up talking to the sister.
Yeah.
And the sister like screamed at her, said she was a liar, but then called her back, like hung up, and then called her back like a little bit later and was like, "All right, I was just angry." Like, and so, she's kicked him out.
Whoa! What happened?
Yeah, she kicked him out. Said there's going to be a bag waiting for him and all this stuff.
Okay, so ultimately, the sisters kicked her husband out, or
no, her.
No.
That's in the edit. She basically says, I told his sister. She was angry, but then she was like, okay, I know you're telling me the truth, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And basically like the marriage is over. It's gonna be over, and
he went on the Gaycation.
well, wait.
Well, hold on. Before we get there, because we're jumping ahead a little bit.
Okay, we are jumping ahead.
All right. Now, there was an analogy that was given in the story earlier, and we just want to let the husband clear this up, okay?
Read that part.
My husband explained the aquarium thing in that it's a bit like you go there and you observe the fishes. You even get a bit up close, but you never actually enter the water. And by his definition, getting in the water means get emotionally invested. Or become a fish, aka gay.
Gay, yeah.
Which, let's real quick give credit where it's due. South Park and the whole thing with Kanye and the gay fish.
Oh, wow.
Way ahead of their time. They knew it.
Man,
This guy loves fish sticks.
It was a very bizarre analogy, and I pointed out it still didn't make sense. Because, you're not sleeping with the fish.
No, the only way this analogy makes sense is if you fuck the fish.
Yes, exactly. That's the only way it works.
Because there's nothing in there for what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
So the whole analogy just breaks down into.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Wow.
the not funny part of this is that her marriage is, her whole world is shattered, right? Or her whole concept of she'll be okay, but not right now. And this is a dude
Theoretically,
and this is a dude who's clearly, maybe he's bi, but he's definitely at least bi, because you're not like, based on the evidence we see, you're not going to be
It's a hard sell.
Yeah, making these. It's a hard sell, and he's like saying how
Hard
important
sell.
it is, and he says it's the beauty.
Okay.
Of Gaycation.
Now I think we're getting
so
somewhere.
that's the not funny part, right?
Okay.
Is that these people are clearly both in crisis. Mm-hmm. Having said that, this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my
amazing
entire
story.
life.
It's an amazing
Like,
story.
So what? So okay, let's. Did you have like a question to open up?
I did
Is that-
because you
okay.
kind of touched
Yeah,
on like
okay.
a very interesting double standard when it comes to men and women and exploring their sexuality.
Yeah.
Women typically seem to be able to experiment a little bit more and never have to like take on the bi label, right?
Okay.
If it doesn't go on. Whereas you just kind of alluded to it. He can't really go
finish your point. And then I
yeah,
think I know the
he
point
can't
here.
really like go do this thing. Now, in this case, let me be clear. I believe he's bi. I really do think he's bi.
That's more what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I think the way this guy is approaching it is as someone who this isn't about the gaycation.
Okay.
This is about him trying to get permission to do something that he really feels like is missing in his life.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing. You know?
All right, fair.
And,
No,
and then
and-
he can't go into work the next day. You know, like
Yeah.
this is someone who had an idea of what he wants and how the conversation. He clearly had an idea of how the conversation was gonna go.
He convinced himself.
Yeah, he was.
She was.
He was like this. He was
hook,
like
line, and sinker to use the fish with pun again.
Wait, do you go fishing? There's this, but like, the hard sell and like you said, and the repeated phrase, the beauty of the
The beauty of the gaycation.
That's the beauty of the. I just see him going, love, love. That's the beauty of the gaycation, love. That's the beauty, mate.
So great. Yeah, it seem like
Hey, don't they eat spotted dick?
Probably.
That's a thing. That's a thing, right?
Yeah, but
it's
I
a
don't-
dish over there.
I don't think that's healthy sexually to eat spotted dick. If I had to guess.
Yeah, you'd want to.
But what is that exactly?
I don't know.
I actually
I don't
don't
know
know.
what anything they do is.
Well, I think at least today it
Confusing
seems more
nation.
than there ever was. It's like I think there's a way to have a more healthy conversation
Yes.
of being like, hey, listen, I want to. Do you have any
What do
interest
you
in
think?
experimenting?
There is, yeah.
right.
Can we bring someone else?
Yes, you don't. Yeah,
You know?
he's jumping to like
Yeah.
He
40
went
levels.
very
Yeah.
far.
You know,
Yeah.
Very
to
far.
like you can't come, literally.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she can't even. She's not even allowed to
she's
go.
not-
He's
not
going
invited.
on his own.
It's a gaycation. It has a name.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
a poster for an orgy.
Also,
and
by the way,
we get more than that too.
the
Yeah.
brother-in-law, the brother-in-law
Yeah.
was in.
Yeah. The
Oh,
brother,
trust me, we're going to get all
Oh,
to it.
really?
Yeah,
Wait, we're not done?
Oh,
All right.
we're not done.
What do we
There's an
got?
update
Where are we at?
right there.
Oh shit! No, I didn't get this
Yeah,
far.
no.
Oh, my
There's
God.
a resolution.
Okay, because I saw
Okay.
the comments. I read a little bit of the comments. I was like, okay, cool. And I
Yeah,
Oh
was
no. There's so much more.
Holy shit!
There's
Oh my
so
god,
much more.
this is amazing.
Because there's
Okay.
also another sister
Oh my god.
with another husband.
wait. Okay, keep going.
All right, so we're back with the update.
This is even longer than the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, can we hold on? Can we say is this a thing? Like his approach suggests that this is a dude who is gay or bi or something. Like he's bringing some shit to the table.
He is hungry.
right. He's He wants to do this shit.
Yeah, he's-
Is there? Can this be a thing for someone like one of us to
Well.
just if we were just like went and could you just go?
oh, to how
you-
he how he put it. Do a cultural exchange with the gay community.
Fucking what? But okay, here's like, could you not could you but like
Could one.
the royal could one? Thank you, the royal you.
As
Could
a
you
king, I don't
go
know.
and Jesus Christ? Could you
I-
go? Could you go and do this and be straight? Be someone who does not have an interest. Or it maybe an intellectual interest, but like nothing even further than that.
Mm-hmm.
And what this would mean.
I already think
Could you-
straight is blurry.
It is
Sexuality
It
is a spectrum.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is.
spectrum.
It
like,
is
so,
for sure.
So
But
I think the idea of it being a hard line anyway is.
you're right.
But you're in a relationship with someone, and the idea of selling this to them as being an
Well,
viable
I'm
thing.
saying, could you go and let's say your wife is totally on board, And she's like,
even though she got caught off guard.
Yeah. She's like, she's like, I'm maybe a little uncomfortable with this, but like, I hear you. It sounds important to you. I love you. I support you. I know, whatever. There's a lot of trust, whatever. And can you go and fuck a few dudes and
or
in
all the dudes,
fuck
based
all
on
the
what we're
dudes,
hearing.
get fucked, do fish, whatever, and I assume a lot of neon bracelets, like all kinds of glow sticks, probably ecstasy. They're gonna do ecstasy. They're gonna do ecstasy.
He's been on one.
They're
of
in
these
Ibiza
boats, for sure.
I did the Ibiza. Ibiza. So could you go have that weekend?
Okay.
Do all that shit, live the lifestyle, go to the aquarium, and come back and just you're like, that was cool. Does that like change you? Not change you in some like metaphysical way, but does that just like open up a part of your brain where it's just like, can that just be an isolated incident? Do you think?
Yeah. No, I think it can, because
Yeah?
just how I was like kind of getting to earlier with like, I think society gives women more freedom to explore that. Yeah, I think at least in theory, a man could.
I think you're
no,
right.
it doesn't even necessarily have to be like a gaycation. Like just in general, just like.
Well, I'm actually speaking more about that kind of thing. I'm talking.
Oh, that?
I'm talking. You're going big. Because like
a bohemian week at a fucking cruise,
just a
fine.
Just a
in this particular case,
Vegas.
I'm sorry. I have a hard time believing you're not at least bi if you're going this far.
That's kind of where,
If you're going this far, like this is a crazy way to have an introduction.
I'll be totally like, I've had like thoughts and I've like entertained the notion, but like anytime it's ever gotten to like, I've gotten to like sort of play where people have been like wanting to do, whatever. And whenever it gets to that point, I'm just like, I don't want to. Because I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's an idea in my head of like, well, maybe what would that, but like there's no actual desire. You know what I mean?
Fantasy,
it's all intellectual curiosity.
I had this great class that talked about this stuff, right? It's current moral problems, ironically, because it's not a problem or whatever, is the idea of one of the specific arguments about pornography and pornography being not necessarily a bad thing. I won't say a good thing. Is the difference between fantasy and desire. Desire is something that you actually want tangibly.
Yeah.
Fantasy is okay because it will never occur.
Right.
Fantasy is not something you want to do. Fantasy is literally
That's amazing. That's a great distinction because like there's no part of me that like desires a dude and a dude's dick and any of that. But like
not even the spotty kind.
Spy. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I certainly know people, men and women, who have had one-off experiences. But again, this sounds like
desire. Yeah. I'm glad you drew. This sounds like he wants this.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't seem realistic for their marriage. Realistic for the presentation of it. Clearly, something has boiled over.
You know what? It feels like step one is what it feels like. It feels like he's like trying to start building a new life a little bit.
Well,
you know
okay,
what I mean?
now
we haven't heard the update.
But now here's the part where that gets interesting.
Okay.
Where we at?
All right. Yeah. Okay. Back to it.
A lot of you said to ask him if it would be acceptable if the roles were in reverse, and I did say, would it be acceptable if I went and slept with other guys during that week?
At a straightcation. I did read that in one of the, like, could you have a straightcation?
He was very angry and offended, saying it's completely different because a gaycation means nothing, and what happens on the gaycation stays on the gaycation. So it doesn't actually account, whereas I'd be straight up cheating.
No, okay. Here's one problem with all of this, by the way. Cheating's only cheating if you don't agree to it.
Yeah,
sure.
You know that's like that. That's
true.
That logic is nonsense.
Yeah,
because it's not cheating if you agree.
But if she was like, if you go on your gaycation, I will do this.
Yeah.
Then they both agree on it. Then it's okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's not cheating.
I think anything that you
that's
both
an open relationship.
Anything that you agree to is not cheating.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on board with
the
that.
definition of cheating is you're doing something that's against what you've agreed to.
Yes.
So So his thing, that'd be straight up cheating. No, it wouldn't
Look
be.
at her next quote.
It's like bird watching.
Watch it. No, well, I turned it around on him.
Yeah, no, but see what happens in Manchester stays in Manchester. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
It's like bird watching. I like it.
Dude,
She was
she's
good.
awesome.
She cooked him on that one.
If she leaves him, like, what's her deal?
Well, and then he gets all quiet and starts crying,
Of course.
admitting the thought of me sleeping with another man is destroying his heart. But
okay.
And she's like, samesies.
yeah,
Yeah.
But relationships,
Nothing
yeah,
for the
You're right.
samesies. All right.
relationships need sacrifices. So he agreed, while in tears, that when he goes on the gaycation, you can turn me into a cuck, and I'll get 1 week in Manchester to do whatever I want.
Because that's fair in a twisted way. I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
This
guy
guy's a
sucks.
manipulative asshole, and he's
Yeah.
not good at it.
Next line, I told him to get out of my house.
He left without a fight.
I love it.
Wow.
I know it's incredibly petty, but I also drained the joint bank account, which
Legal
is legal
in
in
the
the UK. so he couldn't try to use it against me. You ain't got the Ibiza funds anymore. About an hour later, his mom calls me up,
Oh God.
screams and
By the
screams.
way, it's mum, but yeah.
Mom,
My
pardon me,
mom.
about being a cheating whore, how I was horrible. What about the kids, etc.
All right, this dude's gay. Like, regardless of what his deal is, this dude sucks. He calls mommy
Yeah.
to complain about his wife. No, dude. No, you're on your spouse's team.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, you're not about to do that.
Even if you're in a fight, you don't conscript your fucking parents into it. Are you joking? What the fuck?
So
I don't say anything negative about anyone that I date.
Yeah.
to
yeah,
family.
that's tacky. That's just
Can't
tacky,
do it.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
because that's all they will remember.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's all they
absolutely.
remember.
That shit is
Exactly.
between you two
right.
and maybe a very, very close friend or something like that.
That's right.
But your parents, hell no.
Yeah. So kind of speeding up a little bit. So this woman tells the mother-in-law about the gaycation. The mother-in-law later on calls back in tears, accepting
boy.
the fact that the gaycation actually is a thing. And then she put the father-in-law on the phone, who sounded calm, because you could tell he was on a warpath. Now listen, the angry, calm people are some of the most dangerous people on earth.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's not going to play out in the story, but that's just a side note. People that are pissed off but just have a composure about them is very dangerous.
Kendrick.
But yeah,
In a very different way.
so he said he overheard the phrase, he being, I guess, the father-in-law, and asked this woman's husband about it. And the husband initially said it's nothing before explaining that it's a modern thing that men do.
Oh no.
And
This
gave
is-
them the same spiel about how it happens on the gaycation. Men cannot resist the gaycation.
Dude.
A man must surrender
this is-
to the gaycation.
This is fucking what? Surrender. Dude, this is the most repressed shit I've ever heard. And it's just misogyny.
No, it's a gult.
It's
What?
It's a gay.
Oh,
gult.
okay.
okay.
Nothing. Okay. What happens in the gult stays in the gult. Nope, that sounded terrible.
It's just a different form. It seems like it should be different because it's gay and therefore progressive, but no. This is just boys will be boys.
Yeah.
This is classic boys will be
Yeah.
boysism. It's bullshit. It's so misogynistic.
Yeah.
It's so sexist.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck-
All right.
fuck
So yeah.
these
So
guys.
we'll
I mean,
skip
whatever.
that. Father-in-law kicked him out the house. Okay. Cool. The husband texts this woman after a phone call and said basically that she has now abused the gaycation.
Wait. Got a text from my husband after the phone call saying how I'd abused the gaycation to
Destroy his marriage and his life, and again insinuated that she and his own parents were homophobic for doing that.
So, okay, if you're homophobic, does that against who? Against him? That means he's gay. You know what I'm saying?
Against the
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I may be playing a bit of a word game with that, but
Okay.
I mean, no.
yeah.
No.
No.
He can't then invoke.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me
Words
be clear.
mean things.
Let me
Yeah.
be clear. His whole thing is bullshit.
Yeah, of course it is.
I was getting very granular with my own
but I
thing.
get it. Like,
but
you
yeah,
can't-
this guy is full of shit. Like
Yeah.
if he's gay,
Yeah.
great, be gay. But he's an asshole. He's a
Yeah,
shitty
yeah.
person. This is not how you treat people. This is manipulative. This is bullshit. It's also very funny.
Okay, so now the brother-in-law gets in. Now remember,
Dude,
Oh,
This
35, the
brother-in-law-
35-year-old brother-in-law?
Dude, this is
Yes.
look how long this.
He's
is
30.
Crazy.
The brother-in-law is 35, by the way. Just for color commentary to
Yeah.
build
Yeah.
to build out the world.
So-
So they're 42, right? I think 40.
yeah, they're both
both
42. That's correct.
The husband and wife.
All right, so now the brother-in-law comes in play. So this woman basically communicates to her husband's sister, her sister-in-law, about this gaycation plan that her husband and her brother-in-law have planned. And so this woman, the sister-in-law, sits her husband down and says, "Okay, can you explain what a gaycation is?"
What happens? on the gay-
Wait. Who's asking for this?
The sister-in-law.
Is asking the brother-in-law or
Yes. So the
Sister-in-law is
sister-in-law-
asking the brother.
So they're married.
is
The
asking?
sister-in-law-
Okay, the
yes.
sister-in-law is asking her husband,
So
who is the 35-year-old
woman's-
brother-in-law.
Yes.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Okay. And instead of looking confused, he sits her down and explains that a gaycation is a new thing where straight men go to gay hotspots and participate in gay sex acts, but it doesn't count because there's no investment, and because what happens on the gaycation stays on the gaycation.
I'm
And
starting to buy
that is
it.
the beauty of the gay.
That's the funniest phrase. The beauty of the gay.
I'm starting to buy it,
Yeah.
guys. It really.
Yeah. He says like writing down angry thoughts and putting them in a drawer. You never have to see them again. You could just put them in a drawer in your closet, Jonathan, and just keep them in the closet.
So put it in the closet.
Put it in the
So
closet.
they're just, oh man. So this is just like this is like the thing where like you know how every city where they have the Republican National Convention every year, every time
Grindr.
it breaks Grindr.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. They're
Yeah.
just like, well, no, it's not gay. It's just we're Republicans and we're
Yeah.
bonding and it's brotherhood and we probably have goat heads on
Ties
while we're
and
fucking.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we have
right.
bow ties on, so it doesn't count. That's what it is. This doesn't count. Like, who's
Okay.
keeping score? You know what I mean? Like, what's count towards what?
Yeah.
You know, like count.
All right. Let me try to speak.
Yeah,
to this
go
a
ahead,
little
go
more.
ahead.
All right. So the whole time, sister-in-law was in tears. That he just calmly bats off the same points my husband did about how it doesn't
fucking
count.
talking points.
It's
It's like-
impossible to resist. You must surrender or be destroyed.
Surrender and destroy. What the fuck, dude? That is so. That language is so
So the
fucking
brother-in-law
dramatic.
is totally bought in on this too.
Yeah, and so
Well,
the
I think they were in on it together from the jump.
They were in
It was
cahoots?
those two.
I think
They were-
so.
yeah.
But apparently,
they were in
they
cahoots.
sat through like some meeting or something to get like the same.
Oh
verbiage.
shit! They went to like a presentation.
Yeah,
didn't they?
like a timeshare kind of
Oh, so they're
presentation.
spouting off the talking points from the presentation.
Of course they are.
And in this fucking timeshare presentation,
Yep.
which probably is in a fucking conference room at a Hilton,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Of course it is.
It was called the beauty of the gaycation.
they're saying things like the beauty of the gaycation. They're saying surrender or be destroyed.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not how you talk at a corporate. This is a corporate event. They're fucking. There's like there's
it out
pans.
over
What do you call it? There's chafing dishes at this fucking
Yeah.
place, and they're
Donuts,
talking
donuts,
and they're
coffee.
talking-
Yeah,
and they're
you're right.
talking about surrender or be destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
There's caterers just like, what the fuck are we at right
I'm
now?
desperate to know how this ends. Can
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Okay. So
So long.
how
I
this
love it.
pause. So
Yeah,
just
well.
keep scrolling.
It's the beauty of the
Go ahead,
gaycation.
keep scrolling. We'll just scroll down to the
Oh,
end.
okay. Oh, I thought that was.
Oh
Jesus.
wait. Okay, never mind. I thought there was another update. Okay, so fine. Basically, how this ends is there's one more point. The older sister, the last sister, right?
Wait, where? Hold on. Where's this other sister?
Okay. So remember, the
Original
husband-
poster.
The OP is married to the husband who brought up the gaycation.
Right, and then
the
there's-
gaycation guy wanted to go on this gaycation with
His sister's husband.
right?
Okay.
His brother-in-law,
Okay.
right?
Got
okay.
it.
Now
Where's the other one?
he has two sisters. There's one sister that is married to the brother-in-law that he was
Okay.
going to go on the gaycation with.
Okay.
And then there's an older sister who is also married
Okay.
Now we're going to wrap this up by talking about them. Okay? And then we're out of here.
I
all
love
right?
this so much.
Wait,
Okay.
just so I'm clear, the OPs, this is her husband's 2 sisters.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
The older sister
And
who
you
we've
got
not
it.
heard about
Yes,
yet.
yes.
We have not. We are about to talk
Okay.
about the older
Okay.
sister.
Ooh, boy,
and her
here we
husband.
go.
Okay. And no, I think y'all are going to like this part.
Okay.
I mean, I've loved every
Yeah,
moment of it so
none
far.
of this has been
so-
that boring.
Spoke to the other sister-in-law. My husband's family is older sister, him, younger sister.
Where is this?
Right there by
so this,
the...
and the younger one is the one we've talked about so far.
Yes.
And then so this is the eldest child. This is
yes,
the- this
correct.
is
I
the-
see it.
okay.
Okay.
And gave her a skimmed-down version of what's going on. She asked her husband, and thankfully, he was deeply confused.
That phrase, thankfully he was deeply confused, says everything.
Yeah, but then mentioned about 2 years ago at a birthday party, he was
2 years ago.
he was approached by my husband and brother-in-law about signing up to some online boot camp about BDSM cross-dressing.
There's so many different ways to package this up.
He assumed that they were taking the piss out of him, aka like pulling his leg. or
Taking the
whatever.
piss.
Yeah. So he told them he never really thought anything else about it.
Wait, no. What did he say?
He told him to fuck off. All right. Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
Dude,
That's really
the-
funny.
The fact that it's been going on for this long is making me want to throw up.
Yeah,
Oh.
no kidding. For the
Wow.
poster said about divorce options, I'm actually going to look into adultery because into
Yeah.
adultery as a they don't have no fault divorce in the UK.
I
Well, that's
don't know.
gross if that's true. But
My gosh.
but
So many dudes know about this.
yeah,
thing.
well,
I
what
told you there's multiple Reddit posts
What I
about
love
this.
is that there's apparently like different. Like there's just different ways to package this up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a gaycation, but 2 years ago it was an online boot camp. Like they
Yeah.
just keep trying till they find the right thing. You know, like I heard about a new thing, and she's just like, "It's just the gaycation again. Don't try and tell me about the gaycation again." It's like, no. It's an excursion.
Well, let
Excursion,
me so let me ask this. So clearly, there's a market for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that make anyone wonder? It's like, can we just open up all of our minds and
That's-
just relax with the gay thing? Can we
That
just
way, yeah, all this shit would be fucking.
Yeah.
It would. They
if
could.
Christians and all the other religions wouldn't just be like, hey, it's kind of fine.
Yeah. It like we're about. Hey,
We're 9 billion people.
yeah. Let's get married. Hey, how long do we have till we're married? We have 6 months. Let's go fuck everything for these 6 months. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, just all.
or
I mean,
just be adults about it and just like the way this dude handled this was clearly not honest.
No.
That's the problem. That's the major problem
Sexual-
here. Is this guy was dishonest about
sexual
what he wanted.
drive, from what I have read and heard and from years ago, or whatever, is stronger than the drive to eat food.
Yeah.
It
Right.
is a huge
Yeah.
important part of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all of us, it's a huge part. Some people stifle it. Some people stomp on it. Other people are a little bit more open about it.
Sure.
Monogamy certainly gets in the way of it. I'm not non-monogamous. I'm not suggesting that, but I'm like, we all need to recognize that like sexual desire it's a huge part of our
Yeah.
mental shit.
Yeah. And,
So
and
this
we
kind of
and we are
shit is
constantly trying to pretend otherwise.
Yes, we're fighting
Constantly.
it at every step.
That's-
And this is like kind of sad. Like you strip away all the bad social shit that he's done. The poor guy just wants some dick. Someone just give that guy some dick.
I know that's right, and he should have just taken care of all of this in college or whatever, or not,
just been
or
gay,
not, or
or,
just
you
been
know,
gay,
Yeah, but
or
no.
been-
Or find
or-
someone.
or told her what his deal was before they fucking got married,
Find someone
and
who's
let her
cool with
decide
being
whether or
open.
not she's
That's
into
right.
that. Because there's, to be clear,
Give
there's
your partner
nothing-
the option.
There's nothing wrong with not wanting your partner to do that shit. I don't think that's the point you're making.
Not
right?
at all.
Like you have your own. It doesn't make you a bigot to not want your partner
Correct.
to be fucking other people.
Find
But-
someone who's like-minded.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
so like, but right, exactly. So find someone who does agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the problem here, is that you are trying to force something on to your partner and
Yeah.
call it something else. It's just like
it's
he's just-
trickery,
he's being
it's
dishonest.
gaslighting, it's
Yeah,
dishonest,
yeah.
it's all that shit. That's right. Yeah, if you were honest, it's like, and it's not. I like to cuddle after sex, but she doesn't.
Right.
It's not that.
Right. No,
It's
this is pretty
much
fundamental.
More fundamental,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. You're a cuddler, fine guy.
Oh, I'm a big time cuddler. I love a cuddle.
Yeah, you do.
I'll cuddle so much that I forgot we didn't have sex.
Is there a
You know what I mean? That's not true. That's not true at all.
Jordan?
Okay.
Thoughts?
You guys cuddlers?
No.
What? No, that's
No,
not.
I think before we get out of here, it wouldn't be right if I didn't ask.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Oh my God. All
And
right.
we can make this quick.
Come at me.
Would you rather?
can't.
We're gonna keep it. No, because we're gonna keep it pretty simple. Would you rather be the? How do I phrase this? Deliverer is not the right word. Would you be the one trying to sell the gaycation?
Right.
Or being sold the gaycation?
Oh man,
so great.
I think the one being sold, because I just like
now hold on. Let me broaden the scope a
do it
little bit.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because obviously no one wants to be
We don't
want
to be that guy.
Exactly.
We're not saying
So
we're that
for
guy.
the sake of this scenario, this could just be a bit.
How about a discovery?
As in you're not at wait.
How about this is so you're not selling this as in I've always been secretly wanting this.
You are just now
I
realizing
have discovered that I enjoy
something I want.
that my partner doesn't know about.
Okay.
Present it in that way,
Right.
Be the presenter.
And so this could be an actual honest conversation where you're
Yes.
saying, "Hey, this is unfair to you just because it's just." But this
let's
is the
do
reality.
let's do
Yeah.
a costume thing. Let's do cosplay, furry kind of shit. You're like, suddenly I've realized that I'm going to that sort of. I'm watching a lot of those videos now, and I want to participate in a convention of.
So the question then becomes: would you rather be the person who has discovered something about yourself that you then have to present to your partner, or be the person who is suddenly confronted with this thing that you didn't know your
Presented
partner
as
was?
No. We're keeping the gaycation.
Okay, it's gaycation.
but it can still be framed as I just discovered this thing.
But it is that.
But that's how
It's
you want to
gaycation.
explore it. That
Do you-
is how you want to
okay,
explore
let
it.
me-
Wait, then this legitimizes this guy's claim.
No.
For this scenario.
No, because
All right.
because everything, it's all about how when he told on himself is how he reacted to her reaction.
Okay. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Bringing it up is awkward as fuck, but like that's honest.
So
Just
your
being like,
presentation then, based on the scenario, is she could say, "Fuck off, I'm not into it." This ends our
yeah, and then
Good.
then you would have
Okay.
to decide how you
Got
respond
it.
to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like in IRL. I know. So would I rather be the one who has discovered that I want to go on a gaycation
Yeah.
and have
You
to,
gotta sell
and
it. You
have
gotta
to
pitch
tell
it.
the love of my life?
Oh, the
that I
edit
really
of this
want
could
to
be
do
real
this.
dangerous, guys. But let's do it.
Or do I want to be the person who the love of my life comes to me and says, "I want to go do this thing. You can't come.
Yeah. No.
I want to go fuck other whatever the fucks."
Mhm.
I want. Oh man. Oh God. Like in real life, that is a tough question to answer, because either way, you either have to hurt someone or you have to be hurt. Because it's gonna hurt, even if you're honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna feel good.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Maybe some people are absolute angels who like understand everything and have all the empathy and nothing bothers them. But like,
Well, okay. Well, I guess in this scenario, let's also make clear that how the other person responds is how they respond. So it's like,
totally.
You pitch it, she could still say no, and then
Right.
you know what I'm saying. Like, what happens after that?
no, it's
So-
just like it would be in real life. Like, right, you don't know how they're gonna respond.
yeah,
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I would still assume that the person I'm with is a faithful person, and so
Everybody's coming to this in good faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that perspective, I think I'd rather be the one getting pitched to.
I think me too.
Yeah. Because like I don't necessarily mind you like wanting to explore. I'm still probably gonna say no. But
yeah,
like,
that might mean that I want out of the.
yeah, but then there does leave other questions like, do you really want to be here? It is gonna make me a little like self-conscious about
Yeah.
where we stand. We gotta work through that.
Well, my first question would be, can I come?
Yeah.
if I'm with if I'm with someone who wants to go have sex with other women,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I'll be like, listen, I'm totally down with it if I can join. I'm fully into this. Like, let's do it. But if the answer to that is no, I'm gonna have some things.
Oh man, look at these flight points that I just happen to have for
flight credit.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a hard time losing control.
Okay.
Like giving away the control in this scenario. That's
Yeah.
a little bit where I'm at. I'm like, this person comes to me. I feel like it's like good for you, but I think it would be somewhat of an end for me. I could at least have some control of the pitch, some control of the narrative, and say, listen, this is new to me too. Like whatever that. I just feel like leaving that to somebody else, where it's just kind of like being thrust something at you, like. Like taking that, like, because I think I'm a kind of a people pleaser, but I don't know if that's always being honest with yourself. So I gotta like manage that a lot of times. For me, I'm like, I would rather be in the say, hey, listen, this is kind of my thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's
I think I think I would do what she did, but in an honest way. I'd be like, if you want to do that, I'm okay with it, but I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna have my vacation.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if that, I still would probably be uncomfortable with it, but like, I would be much more open to it if it was equitable. Because to me, that is bullshit. If you just want it for yourself, but the other person can't have it, I think that's fucked.
Yeah.
I totally
think
agree.
That's beyond fucked.
Yes.
But
absolutely
if it's like
that.
a fair trade, I'm still gonna probably be sad because this is, I mean, I don't know.
I
might not be sad. I might be like, yeah, it's a great idea.
Tell me your thoughts on this. I think that breaking up with someone in the long run is harder than getting broken up with.
That's been my experience.
I feel like that
has
they
been my
both
experience.
can be crushing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to underscore like understate how it feels. But see, breaking up with someone, there's a little bit of power to it, not in the gross way.
Yeah.
There's something about that is like, yes, this is gonna hurt, but it's like
you're taking ownership of your life.
That's right. Yeah. There's a little bit of like
that's the good part.
Yeah, and even when because half the time, at least from my experience, has been like, I don't really want to do this, but I know this is the right thing to do, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
There's
and I don't think any of us get off on hurting people.
No,
like
that's a different cruise.
That is that. I mean, that's probably on the Gaycation. That's one of the meetings.
It's like level 4, I think. Actually,
anybody that says surrender or be destroyed. Oh no,
that's Tuesday at noon. Is the getting off on hurting people? that's in the itinerary.
By the way, he's doing bits about it, so I can only say so much. But a guy that I know got booked on a cruise, one of 2 comics, where it was a swinger sex cruise.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it was like his descriptions of it are certain rooms were for this, sex on the poop deck, sex all over the place. And it was like, it's a real thing.
That is wild.
Yeah.
It's
very, very organized, by the way. I don't want to make them just a punchline, whatever the
organization
organization
was.
was.
Like kink shame, right?
No, truly. Like if you're into what you're into, I got no like hell yeah, do your thing, man.
Totally. Yeah.
But I'm gonna laugh at it also. Shit, even if I did it, I would laugh at it.
I mean, my take on it was
because it's hilarious.
From this
sex is just hilarious in general.
So funny.
Sex is funny.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it is.
It's real dumb.
If you can acknowledge,
it's like I'm gonna put part of mine into.
Yeah, so much of it is really silly and funny.
I'm gonna be in you, and just like it's part of my body, and it's your body, and we're gonna be like, we're gonna be like, we're gonna say the same shit to each other every time, as if it's the first
Jordan
time.
Red before,
as if it's
right now.
We're gonna say shit to each other that we've said every time, as if it's the first time, and we're gonna suspend disbelief. That this is the best fuck I've ever had in my life. We've done it 9,000 times, but this time, this is the one.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
It makes it more fun.
Jesus Christ. That's awesome. Oh, man. Good job, everybody.
I brought this.
Are we all thinking about sex with people? Is that happening? I'm sorry. Is that just me?
I mean,
I think we're all zoning out right now. All right,
zoning out.
This has been another
episode
of Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. I'm Jordan Century. This is Jonathan Williams. This is Jason Allen King.
King Jason Allen.
Jonathan, you have a show coming up again this Friday.
Arlington Draft House in Arlington, Virginia.
Hey, by the way, I don't mean to cut in front of you.
Cool, yeah, it's fine.
Because it's just not an important show for you. But
it's not like the main thing.
May 27th, which is a Tuesday coming up, is New Material Night.
That's right.
Material Night.
And we have a special guest host.
Yeah, it's me.
Jordan Zedry's doing it. He's taking over the show.
Yeah.
I'm getting kicked out.
Jordan, you'll know so fast how the show went that night, how my show went. I'll just walk in.
I'll be able to see your energy.
You'll see it on my face.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
and if it goes well, I think you're getting a one-way ticket to Ibiza. And
you know what? I might celebrate with a gaycation. I don't know. Listen, you don't know the Hollywood lifestyle till you're in it. You know what I mean?
Right. That's the beauty of it.
I like how that's what I think will happen.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's the beauty of the gaycation. Out of everything, that's my major takeaway, is just watching this motherfucker try and sit there with a straight face to present this idea to us. No, that's the beauty of the gaycation. And you know he did it like this, hunched over.
Yes.
Arms. That's the beauty of the gaycation. Look,
like,
it's right here on the poster. Let me pull up the website, honey. Look at this.
At some point he went, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the beauty of it. You're saying it like it's bad. That's the beauty of the gaycation. You don't get it, honey.
God.
He calls her honey.
That's why you can't go.
This is why.
This has been
That's
hilarious.
why you can't go. It's like you said I couldn't go from the start. Yeah, but this is the main reason. This is really why.
Okay.
Everybody, come out to our shows.
In spite of everything you've heard tonight.
No, I would say because of everything you heard tonight. This is a
By
great
the way, episode
section.
title is obviously That's the Beauty
Oh
of
yeah,
Gaycation.
yeah, for sure. There's no debate about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct them. Mongo.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Catch us next week. Peace.
Love you, mean it.